So welcome everyone. I'm really excited for you to join us for this Q&A with the filmmaker of the film Baskethood. Welcome, Jason. And I would also like to introduce our other special guest who's going to be moderating this Q&A, Athena Cheris. Athena is one of our young curators. One of the special things about our youth-produced program is that it is peer-reviewed. So in the summer, we offer this really wonderful week-long camp that trains a group of teens in how to curate film festivals, and Athena was one of those young curators, and so we're really thrilled for her to join us and be able to talk to Jason and ask a few questions about his film as one of the people who helped to select it and put it in the program. So I'm going to hand it off to Athena and let her run with it, and maybe I'll jump in with a question here and there later, but let's get rolling.
All right. I have to tell you, Jason, Baskethood was one of my favorite films in the program, so I have to ask, what inspired you to make it?
Just ask me what make this film, right? I'm sorry as I'm back leg work, so I can't hear like properly. And this movie actually come from a workshop topic, and it's a high school workshop and this program. And the workshop topic is something about disability, and I have to show the difficulties of disabled. And I use basketball and friendship as a big theme to show how difficulties. And this stories come up with comic book. I see Japan comic books about wheelchair and playing basketball. So that's why this movie come out. Oh, thank you.
How much of the story was planned ahead of time? How much how much was improvised and how much was planned as far as when you shot it? Because it felt very natural, so I'm just curious.
It's about, as most of the people are middle school and they are young, so we have a lot of time to teach them. So the preparation job is quite a long time. We have probably 3 months for preparations and 2 days for shooting and 2 months for editing. So it's quite a long time job.
What challenges did you face while filming it?
Challenge. As I said before, they are young, so they may not know about how to use the camera, how to use the microphone. So it's very tough to teach them, and they have to understand what I'm talking about. And it's a tough job to manage all of them, know what they're doing right there. So I think it's quite a tough job for me.
Is this your first film, or have you made other films before?
And it's not my first film, and I shot the ghost film in our school before.
What is one takeaway you'd have from making this film, and like what did you learn from making it?
I think I learned some teamwork, but it has have a lot of people involved behind the scene. About 20 people around for this workshop, and I have to talk one by one. So teamwork and management is again from this workshop and this film.
And then back to what you said earlier, what made you choose to explore the difficulties of being disabled? Why did you choose that as your subject in your film?
I think we can show the big difference in sport. We all have a stereotype that disabled can't do sport. So I use sport to show this thing, to know what difficulty between the disabled and our normal people, and hope people can know more. Disabled can play sport and can play basketball as well, and that's what.
Is it personal to you, the story in any way? Do you have any disabled family members or friends that? No? Okay. How did you split up the tasks among your team? How did you plan it out?
I asked them what role do you want to play at first, and I start in some like, and because basically they want to do some, and let's say he want to do a cameraman, and I put it into it, and I can't start teaching, and that's why I based on their yeah, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry about it.
It's okay. What made you want to submit it to the Mill Valley Film Festival of all the film festivals out there?
As I have some Hong Kong young directors, they also involved this festival, so they told me that, so I'm join together and see how can I go far in this festival and see how much I can.
That's really. What equipment did you use for as far as filming and like as far as camera and editing software?
For editing software, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and for the camera, it's have a time. So if I didn't remember wrong, this might be a Sony A2 or 3, yeah, a Sony camera, but I don't remember it's 2 or 3.
Okay. Is there anything you change about the film now, looking back, or no?
Of course, a lot. I have a lot of mistakes of this film, and if I take it again, I may fix a lot of it. As the time we are stressful, and I didn't plan well, so it's my problem, and I hope I can fix this when I have the next film.
I don't think there's anything to fix.
Oh, thank you.
When you say mistakes, do you mean in like editing or like in story or camera? Like where is it that you feel you wished you could have changed things?
I have to say, for this film is take on 1 year ago, and in this year I learned a lot, and I think my young crew, they learn a lot too. So if we film again, so many things can be better. So all of it, including script, cameras, and editing, I think all of it can be better again.
Do you feel you got closer with your crew after making this film?
Of course. Before shooting this film, I even don't know who are they. I even don't know who are they in the school. But after this filming sessions, I start chatting with them. I will hang out with them. So that's actually bring us together.
It's really stupid. You didn't know them before making this film?
Of course, yes.
Wow. So how did you find them to be in your crew?
It's actually, as I said before, it's a school workshop. It's just like everyone can join it, but I don't know who are they, so it's a random.
Ah, got it. How long have you been making films? Like how much experience have you had before making this film? I know I asked if you've made a film before, but how many years of filmmaking do you have under your wing?
Actually, I'm start filming in 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, actually. So in these 3 years, but I'm not director sometimes. I'm mainly is an actor. So it might not have enough experience to have my own film, yes.
Do you prefer editing to directing, or do you prefer directing?
I prefer directing. I like shooting I like to share my field to people, so directing is my first choice.
What's next, do you think? Have you been, what are your next plans in film, or do you have any other plans to make films over the next year? Perhaps one we can see at the next festival?
It actually the idea haven't come yet, as I have to study and it's busy job, and yes, I haven't have any plan for my next film. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That's all the questions I have for you today.
Thank you for you listening too. Thank you for patience. Thank you a lot.
Joining us all the way from Hong Kong. I appreciate you acknowledging, the time difference and making this possible. Thank you, Athena, for your great questions, and thank you, absolutely, Jason, for your beautiful film. It was really, as Athena said, it was definitely a favorite, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.